Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to your fourth tutorial on HTML and CSS. In the last video, we defined HTML and CSS. In this video, I will talk briefly about HTML page structure and you will learn how to write your first line of code. So let's get started. Okay, here is the HTML page structure. The HTML page structure contains some elements like head, body, and so on. Let me give you a brief explanation of all these. The HTML contains all these elements. The doc type HTML tells the browser the version of HTML. So when you declare this, it tells the browser I'm using HTML5. And then we have HTML. So this one is HTML root element. It encloses all the elements of HTML in it. And then we have head. This head contains meta information about the HTML. For example, the title, as you can see here, the title of the page. You can link the style sheet here. And then we have body. This body holds the content of HTML page. For example, when you open a website, what you see on the screen is within the body. And then you have this H1. This H1 is heading. It is actually the largest heading of HTML. And then we have p tag. This p tag tells the browser that whatever comes here is a paragraph. And then let me talk about something else that I have not mentioned. I think that I should not make a separate video for this one. Actually, the naming of this one, as you can see here, it is open with angle bracket and closed with angle bracket. Okay, this one, the whole of this is called tag, HTML tag. Okay, this one is self-closing tag. It has no closing tag here like the rest. As you can see, HTML, this one is start tag, and here is the closing tag or the end tag. The same to head, the head tag, it is opened here and closed here. The same to title, the title tag is opened here and closed here. When we put something in between them, this should be the title of the web page. And then we have body tag. The same to body tag, it has opening and closing, as you can see here. Some tags have no closing, like image tag and some other tags that I will show you as we go deeper. But for now, I'm just giving you a brief introduction of HTML page structure and HTML tags. And then I think we are good to go now. We are going to write our first HTML page, HTML code, and then we are going to display our page on a browser. So let's get started. Now we are ready to write our first line of code. To do that, if you are on PC, Windows 8 or later, you just come to Start. It is on the bottom left of your Windows. You click it and type Notepad. Okay? After that, you launch the Notepad. And if you are on Windows 7, you open Start, and then you go to Programs, and then you go to Accessories, and then you will find Notepad. And if you are on Mac, open the Finder, and then you go to Applications. On Mac, it is called Text Edit, not Notepad. Okay. All right. Once you have done that, you head over here to File, and then you click Save As. Okay. So let's save our file before we start writing our first line of code. I'm going to do that right now. And then, as you can see, the root directory where this file is going to be saved. So here, I'm going to create a new folder by clicking new folder. I will give it a name. In this case, I will name it HTML and CSS, okay, lessons. All right. As you can see, the root directory now is HTML and CSS. Now, let me give my file a name. I will call it first. And then the extension of HTML file is .htm, okay, .htm or .html. So in this case, I will use .html because I'm used to it. And then here you select all files, okay, and the encoding is UTF-8, okay, and then you click save. After clicking save, you can see here, when you open the folder where you save it, you can see it shows the Google Chrome logo. So this means that when we double click it, it will be open on Google Chrome. So let's do that. Double click it, and then you can see here it is written first.html. By default, it takes the name in which you save it and display it here. So now we are ready to write our first line of code. Let me split my screen into two. To do that, you just go to you just click the Windows key and the left or right arrow. Okay. Now we are going to write our first line of code. Let me zoom in this and so that you see it. Zoom in. Okay, now the first thing to write is doc type HTML. Okay, that is the first line to write, and then it is followed by HTML. Before we write the next one, I would like us to close this so that we don't forget to close it. I told you the tags of HTML start with opening and closing, as you can see here. So let's add some space here, and then after this it is head tag. We also close it so that we don't forget. Okay, and then we put some space here. So what is inside head? It is the title of the page. We close it here. So if we write something here, it will be the title of our page. And then immediately after the head, it's the body tag. Okay, so we close the body immediately before HTML closing tag. Now we can write our first web page. This is the startup. Now I want us to give a title to our page. Okay, you can give it any title you want, but for me I will write my profile. Okay, now let's save it. You can save it by coming to file. Now you will say save. Okay, save, not save as, because we have already saved the file, but the changes that we have made are what we are saving. So you click save, or you simply press Ctrl S. Control S, and then it will be saved. Now before I refresh our page, you look at here, look, it is first.html. Let me refresh it. You see it changed to my profile, so the title you put here got displayed here. Okay, whatever you put here displays here. Now what if you want to write something and show up here? And that one we can write it in the body tag. Okay, let's put h1 with heading tag. H1. Okay, now let's write something here. I will write, you can write anything you want. My first HTML code. We save by clicking Ctrl S, or if you are on Mac, that is Command S. We save it. Then we refresh our page. Boom, my first HTML code. That's it, guys. You have now written your first line of code. In the next tutorial, I will talk about HTML headings. That's all for now. I will see you in the next tutorial.